right? Let's say we create an analog input point. Okay, so we're gonna close this, go back, we open the calculator, and so we've got our points already mapped in here, alarm 1, DI1, DI2. I'm just going to add them together into an analog point, for example. So to do that, instead of going to the digital inputs table to create a digital input that's owned by calculator, I'm going to go to the analog input table, analog inputs table, and create a point that is an analog input point that's owned by calculator. So I will say DI1 plus DI2. So this is part of the plus operators, right? So plus for addition, minus for subtraction, multiplication, division, and module. So I'm just going to say DI1 plus DI2. I'm going to create another analog input point that says DI1 minus DI2. Okay, and we go ahead and we save it. Now, because we created two analog input points owned by calculator that are analog input, I have to go back after saving. I have to go into the Win database and if you see at the analog input it says 0, so I have to add those 2 points. So I can click on points while highlighting the calculator, go to the analog inputs, add a 2 in here. So now I've got 2 points. You can give them description, and I have to go to my analog input tab instead of the digital inputs tab. So I go to my analog input tab. I'm going to name the first one DI1 plus DI2. The second one I will name DI1 minus DI2. Okay, and then we click OK. Click OK again. Right, now my configuration is perfect. I can close it, generate my configuration. Right, I mean, this calculator application, which is in every firmware that we give to every customer, is a great tool. You can do timers, you can do addition, subtraction, all of that, simplified expressions, and even I've seen complicated expressions being implemented once you get comfortable with this application. Then we connect to the Westmain. Right, when you see the screen like this, you press Ctrl R. That would redraw your Westmain screen. I'm just gonna close the other window. Right, click Escape. We still haven't downloaded our new configuration. We have generated it, but we haven't downloaded it. So we click SP, and I would like to go to a higher baud rate, so I'll go to the baud rate 38400. Disconnect. Right, go to options, set the port setting to 38400. Click OK. Connect. Now we're connected at a higher baud rate. Press F7, and we start the download of the configuration. Okay, so what we're expecting to see is that there will be two analog input points that's owned by calculator, right? And because we're downloading the description, it's easy for us to locate these points. Without downloading the description or putting proper descriptions, you will be guessing the placement of these points. So it's always a good practice to put proper expressions, and I showed you how you can import those expressions very quickly from an Excel sheet. You don't have to do all the expression typing inside the SG config or the table for Win database. Okay, and our download is done. Can boot the configuration. Again, we change our baud rate back to the 9600 baud rate. Click connect. D25 go through a normal reboot. Okay, like I said, you can have complex expressions, simple expressions, divisions, right? Beside the plus and minus, you can do a latch on, latch off, trip, so you can basically trip or close digital output for 500 milliseconds once the digital input 1 or 2 is true. So I'll log in, Wastronic RD. Hopefully you're more comfortable with this access right now. So we've got the first 2 points on. I'm just going to turn them to off. Okay, and then we open the window, go to the system data display, go to analog input display, go to the final points. Okay, and they are 0 and 0. This one is DI1 plus DI2. Now, because of both of them are 0, we will get 0. DI1 minus DI2, both of them are 0, we will get 0. So what happens if I flip DI1 to on? What we see is DI1 minus DI2 will give you 1, and 1 minus 0 will give you 1. So 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 minus 0 is 1. If I flip DI2 on, right, we will see 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 minus 1 will give us 0, so that is expected behavior. If we do this, right, where the DI1 is off and the DI2 is on, we can see that we are getting 1 or plus 1, and for the analog alarm, the second analog alarm is negative 1. So as you can see, very quickly, very easily, you can achieve automation in your substation.